Welcome back to Flowing with the Finnies pregnancy vlog. So, I'm officially 31 weeks pregnant today. 31 weeks is crazy because I have less than 2 months because I already have a scheduled C-section date. So I have less than 2 months until our son is going to be born, which is so crazy to think about. To think about having 3 kids, another new baby, and then him and Sienna are so close in age. Sienna's only going to be 18 months old. It's just crazy. So one thing I wanted to talk about was the results of my gestational diabetes test. So if you didn't see the first video, I went for the 1 hour. I was so close to passing it. I think you had to be under 135 and I was at 138. But because the maternal death rate is so high for Black women, my doctor, who is a Black woman, suggested that I take the 3-hour test, which I took like one day after I took the 1 hour. So you're not supposed to eat or drink anything after midnight. Then you come in and you have to stay for 3 hours. They draw your blood every hour, but you have to drink way more of the glucose than you do for the 1 hour test. So I went, I took water, I was fully prepared. I thought I was gonna do great. Took the test, I waited for the first hour. I was hot, I was sweating. I had to take my glasses off and I just had my head down because I thought that was gonna help. And it didn't help. Right before I was supposed to get my first blood draw, I threw up all over the bathroom, which was not fun. So then they had to decide whether they were going to let me stay or I was going to have to come back another day. Thankfully, because I had kept it down for 1 hour, they felt like it had had enough time to work its way through my system that I should still be able to get accurate results with the 3-hour test. So then after that, I was able to go lay down in an exam room in between my blood draws, which made it so much easier, which I think they should do for everybody who's taking a 3-hour test and you're pregnant. So that's what I did. Laid down for 3 hours. They took my blood every hour, and then they told me they would let me know. The next day I didn't get any results. The day after that, I finally got my results, which was a Saturday at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And thankfully, I passed my gestational diabetes test. Thank God I do not have gestational diabetes. I'm so happy because the alternative was not good. However, they did give me bad news. They actually called me last Wednesday, which was my birthday, to tell me happy birthday. And they also wanted to tell me that my iron is so low that I need to get an iron infusion. It just feels like it's always something. Just when you find out one thing is going good and then you're like, okay, great. Now I'm at the home stretch. I got less than 2 months left. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna enjoy my Christmas and blah, blah. No. Now I have to go and they have to physically give me an IV and put iron into my blood because my iron is so low. And I have been taking iron since for a little while now after I did another blood test and they told me that my iron was low, take iron. But then after running my blood again for the gestational diabetes test, they found out that I'm severely anemic, and so I'm going to need them to inject the iron directly into my blood. So I'm expecting a call about that today, and then after I get that call, then I'll figure out when I go and do that, which I was looking online, which is always the worst suggestion, and it was saying it could be anywhere from 15 minutes to 4 hours long to get it done. I'm hoping it's closer to the 15 minutes, but the way that they were worried about my iron has me thinking it's going to be longer. And it's not something I'm surprised about because I've always had anemia. My mom is anemic. I think two of my sisters are anemic, so it's not something that I'm surprised about. It's just not something that I thought I was going to be dealing with this time because my last 2 pregnancies, I took iron almost the entire time. I just started taking iron 2 weeks ago. So I thought that my iron was better, but I guess it has gotten to a point where it is so low that they're not comfortable with it. So I guess I'm gonna go and do an iron transfusion, and I'll try to remember to talk about it because I don't know, iron infusion. I don't know anybody else that's done that while they were pregnant, but from what I'm understanding from my doctor, it's pretty common and in people with anemia. So that's my next step. Now on to happier things. I can talk about me and Cadence's birthdays. So Cadence is my oldest. She just turned 5 last week, which is so crazy to me because it does not feel like she should be 5, and I'm getting emotional thinking about it. Oh my gosh. She just turned 5. We had a great time. We rode camels. Well, I didn't ride a camel, I'm pregnant. But she rode a camel. We went to Funland and she got to do a zip lining thing. She went to the American Girl doll. She got an American Girl doll, but the problem is she's afraid of the American Girl doll. She always wants dolls whose eyes open and close, which the American Girl doll does, but now she's afraid to have the American Girl doll in her room at night because she doesn't want her to blink. So I just spent $200 on a doll that is sitting in the living room because she's afraid to take her upstairs. So that's not fun. But on to my birthday. So her birthday was on Sunday. My birthday was Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And I was so excited. I wanted to relax. I thought it was going to be a nice, chill day. It wasn't. The beginning of the day was great. I stayed in bed for a long time. Clarence, my husband, went and got me my Starbucks drink, my free one for my birthday. We all relaxed. We were watching TV shows. It was great. Then he says, okay, we're going to go out. So we go out. He ends up getting me a new phone, an iPad, and then we're supposed to go to the drive-in. That's when the fun started. So Tuesday, before my birthday, the day before my birthday, Sienna, my youngest, was not feeling that great. And so we gave her medicine. She kind of, she was a little bit stuffy, congested and stuff, but it was nothing too serious. However, my oldest, Cadence, has a weakened immune system because she was born so early. She has a lot of complications, and when she gets sick, she gets sick. So on our way home to get prepared for the drive-in, to get chairs, blankets, and all that stuff, she fell asleep. When she woke up, she had that barking cough, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. So I'm instantly thinking, oh no, maybe this is COVID, because the last time she had a really bad barking cough, she had COVID. Give her a COVID test. She's negative, which I kind of figured because we don't really go to many places like that, but she was negative, which was great. But she ended up having to get on her nebulizer. She had to do an inhaler. She had to get different medicines, and she was so sick. So the rest of my birthday, we sat at home, and me and my husband played Call of Duty, and we ordered pizza. And I feel like a couple of years ago, this would have really upset me, but thankfully, and I was upset because I've been wanting to see Moana ever since I found out it was coming out on my birthday. I bought the tickets ahead of time. I was fully prepared to go, and then we didn't get to go. And so it did suck, but in the long run, I've wanted to be a mom for so long, and me and Clarence both had doctors tell us that we wouldn't be able to have kids. So the fact that we are on our way to having 3 kids naturally, we didn't have to do any IVF or anything, I'm so thankful. But it was tough. But thankfully, they're all almost back to normal. Sienna was back to normal like a day later. Cadence still has like a little bit of lasting effects, but not too bad. And Clarence is pretty much back to normal. So I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful that I didn't get it, because when you're pregnant, all you can take is Tylenol. Okay, so baby gifts. On our registry, one of our friends got us a lot of things. My aunt just went on there about like 10 things, which is so amazing, and we're so thankful. And I wasn't worried about delivering early until one of our friends ended up delivering 3 weeks early, and she was supposed to be having a scheduled C-section, and then her water broke. And then that like completely freaked me out, because I'm like, oh my gosh, we are not prepared. We didn't have too many bottles. We didn't have any pacifiers. We had just diapers, wipes. We had some leftover unisex clothes from Sienna, but not enough, especially not warm clothes, because Sienna was born in the summer. She's a July baby. So July baby versus January baby needs very different clothing options. So on Saturday, me and Clarence sat down, we went through our registry, and we ended up getting a bunch of stuff that was still there that we felt like we would still need for this baby. I feel like once you are on your 3rd, you kind of know what stuff is like more of a necessity and what stuff isn't. So we went through, we got a bunch of things. We got some pacifiers, we got pacifier clips, we got burp cloths, bibs, hats, some warm clothes. Since he's going to be a January baby, he's going to be in a very cold month. Actually, Cadence was supposed to be born in January, and she was born in November. So we needed a bunch of warm stuff. So I think we got everything that we needed to get us through like the first few months of his life, I think. And the good thing was there were Cyber Monday deals, there were Black Friday deals, and so a lot of the stuff that was on our registry ended up being marked down like a good amount, and so it helped us out budget-wise so that we didn't have to spend as much money, which is always a good thing. So I think that's about all I'm gonna talk about in this video. My next video will probably be about my iron infusion. I'm also now at the point where I'm going to the doctor every single week, which is so fun. Like, who doesn't love going to the doctor every week and getting weighed and everything else? That's the best part, to go in and they check your weight and let you know if you gained weight or not. So the next video I think will be about my iron infusion once I figure out when I'm going to have that. So we'll go from there. But I'm so happy I passed my gestational diabetes test. I'm praying for anybody that's watching this who's about to have theirs that you will pass yours too. Your 1 hour. I don't want you to have to take the 3 hour because it sucks. The 1 hour sucks. And I really think they need to come up with a new way to test women for this. There has to be an easier way. But thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and come back for our next video. Bye.